Warning: graphic images of pest control. Do not watch if you might be offended. This is my first outing with the DS35-70 LRF. On the whole, I'm impressed. The ballistics calculator works exceptionally well. I set up on my 177 sub 12 foot-pound, zeroed at 25 yards, took it out to 60 yards, and the pellet was absolutely on the crosshairs of the target. You can't get any better than that. Obviously you need good, accurate information to put in, but that's not too difficult to achieve. If I do have a criticism, it's regarding the reticules. They're far too fine, and some of them are just ridiculously fussy. So much so that they're virtually unreadable. The other issue is that the fine reticule, particularly in the red that I was using this night, just doesn't really come out on the recordings, which is a shame because it makes it much more difficult for the viewer to see what's going on. But on the whole, a very good effort. Hopefully the reticules can be addressed in a firmware update. If they could be more representative of those on the 008, then I think this is a winner. There weren't many rats around on the night. I shot 5 and managed to pick up 4, but it was a good initial effort. It allowed me to assess how good the new scope is. I did manage to switch the IR off by mistake a couple of times. In common with most digital scopes, the buttons are not easily accessed with gloves on at night. I've overcome that by sticking some little rubber buttons onto a couple of the controls, and I put a picture in towards the end of this video to see what I've done. They're just little 3M buttons purchased off eBay, I believe, and just a little dab of contact adhesive on the control before I put the button on, because otherwise they don't stick properly. They come off easy enough if I want to remove them, so they're not detrimental to the scope at all, but they do make life a lot easier. It has been said by some that the base magnification of the DS70 is a problem when it comes to ratting, in that the field of view is pretty narrow. I can't say I found that an issue. It's in theory slightly better than the 008, which is slightly higher magnification. By using the DS70, it does give me the option of putting it onto my 223 for foxing, and I should be more than capable of taking foxes out beyond 200 yards. Certainly the 008 was more than capable of that, and I've shot foxes out to 300 yards with that, so I think the 70 is a good compromise. I didn't really need the ballistics rangefinder for this trip. I was only shooting at quite short ranges, and the 177 is shooting pretty flat from around about 10 yards out, so I can easily estimate any sort of hold under if I need to. But you can see here the crosshair that is put onto the reticule to give an aiming point. Be much more useful when the ranges get stretched out, and I'm looking forward to using it at longer ranges. That was a good solid hit. There was quite a bit of blood there when I went to pick the rat up, but I couldn't actually find it. It had dropped back behind a concrete block. But I was surprised to see 2 more rats pop out the same hole in fairly quick succession. Initially I thought I'd missed, but I definitely hadn't. First squirrel to the DS35, shot freehand, hence it's bouncing around a little bit, but the shot was a little bit further back than I intended, but the squirrel was dead by the time it hit the ground. Quite impressed with the quality of the image.